The story of Samson is a tale of extraordinary strength and tragic flaws. He was born to Manoah, an Israelite, and his wife, who had been barren for many years. An angel appeared before Samson's mother and prophesied the birth of her son. The angel declared that Samson would be a Nazirite from birth, dedicated to God. As a Nazirite, Samson was bound by a sacred vow. He was forbidden from cutting his hair, drinking wine, or touching anything unclean. His uncut hair was the symbol of his commitment to God and the source of his incredible strength. Samson grew up with the blessing of the divine, destined for great things. However, Samson's life was also marked by impulsiveness and a weakness for Philistine women. The Philistines were the enemies of the Israelites, and Samson's attraction to them would lead him down a dangerous path. Despite the warnings and guidance from God, Samson found himself repeatedly drawn to the allure of these forbidden relationships. His life story serves as a reminder that even those chosen by God are not immune to temptation and the consequences of their choices. Samson's tale is a complex tapestry of faith, heroism, and human fallibility woven together to teach us lessons that remain relevant even today. Samson's downfall began with his infatuation with a Philistine woman. Despite his parents' disapproval, Samson insisted on marrying her. During the wedding feast, Samson, known for his love of riddles, wagered 30 linen garments and 30 sets of clothes on his guests solving his riddle. The riddle, based on his encounter with a lion, stumped the Philistines for days. Unable to solve the riddle themselves, they threatened Samson's wife, forcing her to obtain the answer from him. She, in turn, revealed the answer to her people. Enraged by their deceit, Samson left in a fury and killed 30 men from Ashkelon, a Philistine city, to fulfill his end of the wager. This event marked a turning point in Samson's life. His anger and thirst for revenge against the Philistines intensified. His actions, though fueled by betrayal, were also a consequence of his own choices. He had allowed his desire for a Philistine woman to cloud his judgment, leading to bloodshed and escalating the conflict between the Israelites and the Philistines. Driven by a need for vengeance, Samson continued to target the Philistines, his actions fueled by a dangerous mix of divine power and personal vendetta. Each act of retaliation further entangled him in a cycle of violence and retribution, pushing him further away from his divine purpose. Samson's marriage was short-lived, and his revenge against the Philistines continued to escalate. When he returned to reconcile with his wife, he discovered that she had been given to another man. This betrayal fueled his rage even further, leading him to devise a plan of fiery retribution. He captured 300 foxes and tied burning torches to their tails. Releasing them into the Philistines' fields, he watched as the flames spread, destroying their crops and vineyards. This act of sabotage was a severe blow to the Philistines, both economically and symbolically. It served as a stark reminder of Samson's power and his unwavering determination to seek revenge for their treachery. The Philistines, enraged by the destruction of their livelihood, retaliated by attacking the Israelites. They sought out Samson, the source of their misfortune, and cornered him in the territory of Judah. Armed with only the jawbone of a donkey, Samson fought back against 1,000 Philistine soldiers. Empowered by the Spirit of God, Samson single-handedly slaughtered the Philistine army. This victory solidified his status as a legendary warrior amongst the Israelites and a fearsome adversary to the Philistines. The jawbone, a seemingly insignificant tool, became a symbol of God's power working through Samson, demonstrating that even in the direst circumstances, victory can be achieved through faith and divine intervention. Despite his victories, Samson's weakness for Philistine women ultimately led to his downfall. He fell in love with Delilah, a woman from the valley of Sorek who would prove to be his undoing. The Philistine rulers, desperate to defeat Samson, approached Delilah with an offer. They promised her a fortune if she could uncover the secret of his immense strength. Delilah, driven by greed and fueled by her charm, agreed to betray Samson. She pestered him relentlessly, using her wiles to extract the secret of his power. Time and time again, she would coax the truth from him, only to betray his trust and alert the Philistine soldiers lying in wait. But each time Samson would break free, his strength undiminished, leaving Delilah and the Philistines bewildered and frustrated. Finally, weary of her persistence and blinded by his love for her, Samson revealed the source of his strength, his uncut hair, the symbol of his Nazirite vow. He confessed that if his hair were to be cut, he would become as weak as any other man. With the secret finally in her grasp, Delilah seized her opportunity. While Samson slept, she had his hair shaved off. Upon waking, Samson felt his strength drain away. He had been betrayed. The Philistines captured him, blinded him, and forced him to grind grain in a Gaza prison. His days of glory seemed a distant memory, a cruel reminder of his fall from grace. He was a shadow of his former self, his physical strength gone, his spirit crushed under the weight of his betrayal. Thank you for watching. Subscribe and hit the bell for more on our Bible Heroes series. Explore the lives of David, Esther, Joseph, and more. Comment below what lesson from Samson's story resonates most with you.